Hey, Lucifer AfterBuzzers, what's going on? So excited to have you here. It is episode 16, God Johnson. Ooh.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
What if God was one of us? Just a soul behind us.
Oh, I never knew the lyrics very well, but if you hum it, it's okay. God will forgive me. Anywho, hi, welcome. So excited to have you back here for the after show. I am your host, Alikona Bradford. You can find me at Boys and Beauty 01 or yours truly, Alikona, on Instagram. I have a fantastic co-host. Say hello.
Hello, I am Jackie Ray. You can find me on all things social media at JRay the Fanatic.
And as always, this side of the table is yours. It belongs to you. So be sure to co-host with us. All you have to do is join the hashtag ABTV Lucifer, and we can see all your comments. But in the meantime, let's talk about God Johnson, because that's a big topic.
Yeah.
And we were just discussing the fact that why
Right,
did
chicka bow
right,
bow.
it could be God Smith. Why was it God Johnson?
Right? You just had to put that like perverted little
twist
in
on it there.
Right. I kind of liked it though.
Yeah.
I did. I like the little twist on it. I like this actor a lot too.
Timothy Osmond.
He's a great actor. He actually played Cain in Supernatural. So he's been a deity before.
Yeah.
Played it well. I like him. I like him a lot.
I liked him too.
Yeah.
Well, the whole time I was watching the show, though, I was waiting for that reveal of he's just cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Right.
You know what I mean?
was waiting for that too.
Yeah.
I was waiting for them to say like, oh, you know, he hit his head really, really hard and just has like displacement, a personality displacement or something. Yeah.
And the whole time, every time Lucifer is revealing stuff about himself and being like, well, Dad, when you did this, that, and the fact that he never remembered it, I thought, okay, Lucifer, that should be a clue that maybe it's not who you
Although, you know me, I always like read extra stuff into stuff. But I kind of felt like, all right, he's coming down to earth. You know, he set up Lucifer from day one. So now he's like, all right, I don't want to really remember all the negativity. I just want to go down here and kind of block out everything and just vibe with my favorite humans, because you know he loves us. And then like get my family back together.
See, but here's the thing, and this is the ironic thing, right? I think of God as like a Santa Claus, and not because the episode did it, there's the irony, but Santa has his checklist, right? And he knows when you've been naughty, when you've been nice, and I feel like if you're God, you have an amazing memory because you have so many humans to keep track of.
Right.
So how the heck did you not keep track of your son? And remember, you're slightly condemned into hell. So,
Yeah, just a little bit.
And the same thing with Mom. You slightly sent her to hell. How do you forget that?
Well, because you want to. You're God, right? You're like, I don't want to play that way today.
That's just not godly. That is not godly.
Right. I don't know. I've never been God, you know, but if I was, I think I would be like, you know what? I know I really screwed this one up. I'm just going to skip over that.
See, but God's not supposed to screw up. He's supposed to be perfect.
He is supposed to be perfect. But if he was perfect, we wouldn't need hell, right? Because then we would be created perfect and we'd never screw up.
Yeah, I guess. Well, yeah, but no, we're gonna get
that's a whole like thing.
Anywho, let's take a look at the live chat really quick. Hello, Xavier Clark, who's LOLing about I'm not sure what. Chaotic Mayhem.
Oh.
All right, Billie Jean girl. Something about kicked his godly parts.
She kicked his godly parts. When she did that, I was like, oh, girl, you can't do that.
I thought it was hilarious because God was not even suspecting. He was like, baby, you look beautiful. Girl, you look good on human
The godly
earth.
Mac. Like,
yes, he was like so, and she's like, oh, I'm sorry, excuse me, you don't remember that you did A, B, C, and D to
right.
me?
That's just like a woman, though. Like, we'll be like, baby, everything is okay. It's all good. And then there's that one day when you do something where, like, I'm going to kick you where it hurts. Like, I'm going to get you back right now.
Right, that was amazing.
Great scene. I loved it.
Yeah. So let's actually talk a little bit more about, let's say, start with the beginning of the show when we actually have the reveal of who he is, and it starts with this big murder of what have you, right?
Yeah.
And, well, actually, I will say what got me was when Lucifer walked in and he thought that God was strangling somebody, and he actually was healing someone.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and the special effects of the reverse blood on that.
Yeah.
I thought that was great. I thought it kind of threw me off at the opening scene where Lucifer was coming in on a gurney and he's like, I'm not the devil. And I'm like, oh, crap, have you really not been the devil? I'm not ready for this.
Oh, no. I knew he was.
I knew that wasn't it, but I thought, you know, like maybe somebody had messed with his mind kind of thing.
Right.
Like, I was like, I'm not ready to backtrack and then do this whole thing over. You know what what I mean?
I will say though, I loved Linda's reaction to wait, like that's God, like with a capital G God.
Yeah, like,
girl, whichever God do you think?
Right.
Should I have curtsied?
Should I bow?
Right.
I
And
like
then
how
when
she
really
bowed,
did,
like-
she really did. He was
like-
like, my beautiful child, no.
But she had to think about it for a second. Okay, bow.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
so cute. How would you react, like, if you think, like, if God just suddenly appeared before us? Like, I feel like I'd be super apologetic, like, oh, okay, I have a list of things that might not have been the best.
Girl, not me, I'm perfect. I'd be like, what's
Girl,
up?
see, let's not forget, I told you what my mom thought about
Yes.
last week's
Yeah,
episode.
please do share. I think people might get a kick out of that one.
I was so embarrassing. I actually text the episode to my mom because, you know, I'm super excited. And my mom she doesn't do well with text. So my brother didn't help her open it until Mother's Day, which that's probably the worst time. Anyway, she opens it. For those of you who didn't watch the show last week, I had disclosed that my family is uber Christian, like uber Christian. Anyway, it got to the part where I said
You were talking about them implying sex.
Right, that's
and
right.
You were like, I don't know about you, but I don't imply sex. I just have it.
My brother said that she took like this big, huge gasp and like threw the phone and was like, I can't believe she said this when people can hear. Oh, you've got to call your sister right now. Whole huge thing. So technically, especially since, you know, like I said, uber Christian, that alone gives me enough to apologize for.
Yeah. Oh, God would be like, my child.
Yeah, like your mom alone. She
Right,
called me.
right.
She's upset.
Right.
Wasn't a good look, but you know. Happy Mother's Day, by the way, to all the mothers out there.
Yeah, right. Hope you had a devil of a good time.
Right.
Oh. Anywho, no, but I will say, wow, what was I going to say? Oh,
You're going to tell me how you would feel in front of God.
Well, we already know that. I'd be like, "What's up, God? How are
good?
you?"
Okay.
I'd be good. I think
be
I'd
good?
be okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I may have made small, minor, weird decisions in my life, but for the most part, I try to live.
Yeah, I'm pretty nice.
good
I'm a
more-
nice person.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, let's look in the chat. Who's behaving in the chat? How about that? I see mayhem. I don't know what that is. I don't know. They're still talking about where she got.
Would you kneel or would you kiss God? That's a good question. Like, would you kneel like she did or bow? Or would you do the kiss the ring Godfather kind of thing?
No, I don't believe in that.
I wouldn't know. I would think he would probably guide us to the right action to
I don't think God
take.
would be so righteous that he'd go, here's the hand.
I don't think he would do that either, but I'm just saying people probably see enough movies that they're like, what should I do?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Is that right? What
Well,
would you do?
Billie Jean Girl says, if God was Timothy Osmond, I would kiss him. Okay. Girl, you get that.
See, but then I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Is that allowed?
It could be. It could be.
Timothy Osmond is very distinguished looking, though.
Mom, yes, beautiful blue eyes. Mom got to kiss him. I want to talk about that romantic scene. I like that song. What was the song?
Oh, yeah.
I know this much is true. Yeah, anyway. Gotta cut the habit.
Right.
When I hosted this show all by myself, seriously, every other word was anywho. So next time I say it, just be like,
oh, okay.
no. But
anyway.
however, when they got together and they were doing the dance, and I like that Dr. Linda said, are you sure you're getting revenge? Because Parent Trap just doesn't seem like it.
And he seemed so, like, he looked like that 4-year-old little kid that was like, oh my God, my parents are getting back together. It was such an endearing moment that you knew that if he had been God and they had buried the hatchet, I think he would have been so happy because he was just like, oh, of course.
Yeah.
I
mean, and at that point, honestly, at that point in the episode, I still really wasn't sure if that was
me either
supposed to be God. So when Mom finally said, okay, and they danced and they kissed, and she later mentioned in the episode that she knew it wasn't him. But I think that's a lie. I think that the look on her face was so incredibly vulnerable. And then when the police came, I think she was just like, wait, what? And I think that she should know better that her being somebody who embodied someone who was freshly dead, that it's just a capsule.
Right.
So for all she knows, God could have jumped into some, I don't know, escaped prison mate or something. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't think the shock would be from the fact that the police came to get him. I thought...
when they kissed, I was like, okay, what are we going to have? We're going to have like some sort of celestial sparks or
Right,
like
right.
what's going to happen? So I think when they took him away, I think it was more of a disappointment that I saw on her face, like, dang, that's not him. Because, you know,
Yeah.
when you love someone and you kiss them, you
yeah.
know,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So I think she was more, like she said at the end, she was more disappointed when she realized it wasn't him.
But was it not him? You know what I mean? Because
Right.
like the way the episode played out, it almost seemed like it was.
Well, the belt, I felt like helped him embody God
right.
versus actually becoming God. You know what I mean?
See,
Because otherwise, when he took it off, it wouldn't have just went away so easy.
Maybe.
But he did have some cognitive knowledge that the power was coming from the belt.
Right.
Because when she reached for it, he's like, that's my
Don't.
belt, you can't take
Yeah.
it. So he knew something was up.
I don't know why. I just felt like that was a vessel for God to be able to embody whatever if he needed some sort of tool in order to do that. But the interesting thing that I thought was the fact that he got it from a Navajo. And I know they're very spiritual people as well, so that's why the way the writers work on this show, nothing is on accident.
Right.
So
So is the key in Navajo? Because I still think Chloe's the key.
Right.
But obviously something has to happen in this desert. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I don't know. Because as soon as he said, and then he said it was a gift shop.
right.
I was like, what? It's not like in a cave, cavern.
No, I
nothing?
mean, but sometimes the most obvious place is a place that you wouldn't look. Because who looks at a thrift shop for
For this.
God's medallion?
Yeah, like I wouldn't look there.
Yeah.
Wouldn't look there at all.
Okay, really quick, I want to throw it to the chat, see what everybody's chatting about before we get back into the episode. There's Renji. Hey, what's up? Crazy. Cool. Wait, oh no, that's Ivan. Sorry.
We're reading them all at the same time.
Johnson calling Lucifer by his birth name was crazy cool, though. Oh, you made a revelation.
I did. He called him Samael, right?
Yeah.
And which actually means venom of God.
I was like, that's just a great name. Hey, so, wait, gosh, what did you just say? Sorry.
Hey, child that I spit out.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, right?
It's venom of God is what it means.
Hey,
like,
hey, what's
and
up?
he said it so endearing, and Lucifer was like, Dad?
Right?
It's like, hey, pumpkin. No,
Right.
that's not your venom of God.
Right,
It's not,
right.
That's not the same.
I actually have a story about revelations that's not relevant to the show at all, but because that word came up. So for those of you who don't know, and if you watched last week's episode, Freddie Shepard was here. He is my co-host for Monster Jam. So for the first quarter of this year, I've been on tour.
Yep.
And Monster Jam, for those who don't know, is the big, huge monster trucks that do like all the tricks and whatever.
Awesome.
And after each competition, when somebody wins, I go interview them.
Yep.
And so I interviewed him, and I was asking him about, the next competition coming up is the donut competition, is when they spin in circles. And I was trying to ask this guy, let's play a prediction game for these fans. How many like revolutions will you do so we can predict and count as he's spinning in circles, right? And the adrenaline's going, and I'm excited. The driver's excited, and I'm like, how many revolutions will you have? And he's like, as many as I can. And then later on, Freddie's like, you asked him if he had, like, a revelation.
Oh, you didn't say revolution?
No, I asked him how many revelations he was going to have, and he said as many as he could. And we were like, yeah.
All right, well, that's cool.
Yeah. So that's my revelation
That was a
story.
revelation for us.
And the dumb thing is I just didn't even realize I didn't put the two and two together. Anyway, Azrael is a terrible sister, by the way. She's misplacing things. Isn't Azrael a what?
Yeah.
I don't know. I got lost in that. Badass director, what's up? I don't know what you guys are talking about. Seb Russ, you are someone I've not seen before.
I don't know why.
Hello. Sorry if we're looking that direction. We're watching the live feed going on. There's plenty of you guys in there, so thank you. We always love when you guys stay up late or wake up early for us. We appreciate that. And if you can't, that's cool. We still like the comments below if you watch a day later. No big. Let's talk a little bit about Amenadiel, because he was in there quite a bit. The first time I'm saying, God, this is not God's care. Like, he wouldn't come down here and blah, blah, blah. But I think God's unpredictable, personally.
Well, I think Amenadiel has it right to think that, because as far as Amenadiel and Lucifer is even concerned, God is, like he said, he doesn't get his hands dirty.
Right.
It's not in his MO to come down and deal. It's in his MO to send angels and send people to hell. So it's not really in his MO. So I got why Amenadiel said that. But if God were to come, see, that's why I thought it would mean more of like he's on this whole family kick, just like Mom. Because otherwise, why would he come?
I just feel like, unfortunately, the picture that they've painted of God, I feel like he would have been more of a jerk.
You think so?
Yes.
I think he's misunderstood. Just like Lucifer.
Yeah. it was interesting too. I also felt like, because in the writing, a lot of times, oh, my child, beautiful, blah, blah. And I thought, is this dude pouring it on? Because again, I was still under the impression that he had to have been cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Right.
So I was like, this is just unnecessary. Oh, beautiful child. Blah, 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 blah. And then I went, oh, wait, maybe it is God. Hold on.
I do think that would be somewhat accurate.
Right.
Because we're his creation. So, it's, it's like when you get your, hey, boo, 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 when you have like a dog or something, it doesn't mean you love that dog any less, but you just kind of, it's your dog, I don't think it would be, I think he would do that, like, oh, bless you. Yeah. Bless you for terrifying your mother. Yeah. Kind of thing.
Oh, you know what? I started on my rant about Dan and the yogurt. Gosh, what's her name? See,
it's coming.
Charlotte.
Charlotte, okay. Wow. Hot mom?
Yeah, I had to take some get some signage going on.
You got there.
There we go. Yeah. So, okay, first of all, to me, it was so random, because this is, again, before God even appeared. I wonder what motivated her to just go into the precinct and get Dan's attention. Of course, the only way she knew how, which was just to be obnoxious. But I love that Dan stood his ground and was like, I will not lower my standards. So if you're coming for blah, 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 I was like, you go, girl.
Until the end.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying, though. So the reason I even started this conversation and totally got sidetracked was when she came back to Dan and she said, I kissed my husband. I thought this guy was my husband, and he wasn't. I could tell when I kissed him, and I thought that was a lie. But when she said, I want to be held right now, I was waiting for her to actually say, I was disappointed because it wasn't him. I was waiting for her to say, he kissed me, and it really was him. And it wasn't you. That's what I felt like she wanted to say, because why on earth, there's so many men she could have slept with, and she's beautiful, so she could have asked anybody to hold her without the pants on. But the fact that it was Dan, I feel like she honestly does have her own, like, crush on him.
I don't know. She might. I haven't picked that up from her. I've picked up that, her whole thing is to just get back to heaven and have, some sex with humans along the way kind of thing. And I feel like since she doesn't really care or want to meet anybody else, then Dan was there, and she knows she can manipulate him to a certain extent. He's easy for her to manipulate, so why go find someone else? I do feel like she was really sad, though, because I think for a second she thought that her family was back exactly the way she's been hoping for this whole time. Right. So I do think she was disappointed. And I love that she kind of went to that human nature side, because we do that. Like when we're sad, it's like, oh, let me drunk dial somebody. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, which is essentially what she did. And, then he let her in.
Yeah. That's
all that
bad.
will just went right out the window.
Right. But I still feel like she has deeper feelings for him. And maybe that is the human, because remember, I've been saying, well, I know you're new to this particular show, but I've been saying all season long that people keep getting humanized the more they stay on Earth. And it's funny, too, because she even said, this planet's not so bad. I mean, there's good things about it. There's, what'd she say, vodka and...
There's vodka, and then he's like, have you experienced dancing yet?
Yeah, no, but she said something else funny. It wasn't Disneyland, but it was like vodka and I don't know, cotton candy or something random like that I went...
Which I thought was interesting, because you can she meant it, and and she was cast into hell because she was trying to kill us. Yeah. So that's, and I love speaking of the human aspect, Maze.
Let's say vodka and roller coasters.
Oh yeah,
that's what it was.
Roller
coasters.
But
yes, Maze.
Whoa. Talk about a human aspect. She
getting a little clingy.
Yeah, just a little bit.
It's cute though. I'm not mad at it, because she went from one extreme
to the other,
and she's girlfriending it out.
Yeah, she hated Chloe at the beginning. Yeah. So now it's like, hey, girl.
Right. But still, there's that little piece of Maze. And I swear, my favorite line in the entire episode was when she said, I cleaned the detective's sheets, so she's good to go. I cleaned the sheets, the detective's good to go. And I was like, ooh.
That was cute. My favorite line was at the beginning when the guy had Tourette's, and then Lucifer was like, oh, you're one of those. That was so mean, but so funny at the same time.
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, because I swear to you, I was looking at my notes, typing down, and I looked up, and I'm like, did he just say red pubic hair?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
He had Tourette's. He's like, red pubic hair.
That was funny, though. Like, of all the things the writers could have made him say.
Right?
Have you ever seen...
Perfect.
Have you guys ever seen Deuce Bigelow?
Oh, yeah.
And the lady with Tourette's, and she's like, bald hair. So that's what I thought of.
Loved it. Loved it.
And then all of a sudden the briefs went flying across. And he's like, oh, okay.
So did you notice when Lucifer's big plan was to create this chaos and this mayhem, and they did that slow motion walk, but they both look very content with the destruction that they had caused?
Yeah.
Did you notice that?
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I see this father-son thing. What's going on here?
Well, and why is God okay with that? Because God's supposed to have these morals. But B, the whole time, I get that it was in slow motion, right? But still, where is everybody? This is a mental institution, so therefore people should be on it like this. And the fact that they got that far along in the room, and there's feathers, and the lights somehow are out, and, you know, this is on fire, and this is going on. And I'm like, employees? Staff?
Well, did you see?
Anybody?
You didn't see the one guy that was like, "I like to make fire," and he's got the one orderly, and the orderly's trying to get him, but he's got him at arm's length. Like, I thought the whole chaos of the situation was awesome.
Yeah.
And you know, let's not forget that God did destroy the earth once, so he's not totally against a little bit of mayhem. She's like, "Oh yeah, that part."
That did happen, didn't it? That did happen. Ivan Soto says that scene was awesome. And then Renji says, God appeared to Lucifer. He'd probably pointed out his flaws, like how he blames everyone else for his problems except himself.
Yeah. I can see that.
If I was God, I'd do that too.
Well, yeah. And even Lucifer said, you are the most judgy. What did he say? Called him the most judgiest person on the planet or something like that. I'm like, yeah, well, that's God's job.
Yeah.
It's his job to be judgy.
Yeah.
Lucifer. Sorry.
Yeah. I don't know.
I loved that scene, though. That was a great scene.
Yeah. I want to go back to, because we keep going
back and forth.
It's like we tiptoe in and then we hop out. So I want to tiptoe back into Maze and Chloe, because that also leads us to Dr. Gary. Is his name Gary? Okay. Who you deemed as, he's cute.
He's cute. I thought he was cute. I like the bald chocolate dude.
Okay.
You know, I like him.
So her Twitter handle is at
Tweet your picture though. Don't just say hello. No, I'm just kidding.
No, but I just thought it was really cute how he handed her his business card and was like, well, if if you want to talk, and he genuinely liked her. So I was really upset with Chloe for going into work mode and just being like, okay, cool, now we can set up the date.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're being an asshole.
Thank you.
Let's be honest. I like you a lot, but you're being an asshole, and that's not cool to play with someone's feelings. And the fact that he said to her, if you would have just asked, yeah.
It's like, wah.
Yeah.
So mean, though. And he was so nervous from the jump. Like, is that your husband, fiance, boyfriend?
Anybody?
Anybody?
Oh, you single?
Yeah, here's my card. All the single ladies. Y'all just don't mind our singing. It's going to happen from time to time, okay?
Yeah.
I thought he was cute, though. I thought he was really sweet.
He was very sweet.
And she just broke his little heart.
She's caught up on Lucifer.
Yeah.
Even if she doesn't want to admit it,
But that's why I'm kind of with Maze, though. Her and Lucifer ain't, just get you. Everybody in the show is getting some except for Chloe.
Well, Maze hasn't been lately, and we had the reuniting also of Maze and Amenadiel.
Yes, which I also thought was touching.
It was cool and touching, and, well, first of all, jalapeno pizza, but whatever.
I feel like I should try that.
Blah.
You don't think that? That sounded like something that might actually work.
No. No.
I'm going to bring it next week.
Could you imagine, though, you think you're going on a date and you're going to someone's house, so you're expecting a home-cooked meal.
Right.
And not only do you have a box of pizza, but 2 additional guests. And
I think he thought they were going to have, like, some sort of...
What's this?
What's this? I'm not saying anymore. My mom almost had a heart attack, but
No, I think Maze is the only one that thought a lot of this was going to be going on.
I thought that the doctor thought he was being set up because, Amenadiel was like, I like the shape of your head.
That was so random, too. That's so out of character for him.
And so I'd have been like,
I gotta go now, guys.
Yeah, I gotta do that thing. Yeah, I thought that was hilarious.
Look, my pager's going off.
Right?
We don't even have pagers anymore, but my pager's going off right now.
I gotta go.
Yeah. So, but this all conversation came to the point of what I wanted to say, which was really seeing Amenadiel, first of all, spill the beans, and second of all, he felt the need to come tell Maze he wanted to say goodbye, basically. Yeah. And she's like, oh, you want to have sex? It's cool. We can do that. Let's go.
I hadn't planned on it, but,
I can have sex.
Somebody should have sex tonight. I thought that was cute.
Yeah.
But so if they go back to heaven, she is just kind of SOL, right? Like, she's just stuck?
I don't know.
Because she was made for Lucifer in hell.
And if he's gone, then I don't know. Maybe she'll turn into a human. Who knows?
Maybe. And maybe just be like Chloe's confidant kind of thing. You know? Or maybe God can repurpose her.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
She can be Trixie's godmother.
oh, boom. I like what you did there. That worked.
Go ahead. That's all right.
I like that. All right, let's see. Something was so funny. Oh, see? Thank you, Ivan. I said I don't want to give my mom a heart attack. He said, don't kill your mom, Jackie. Thank you. I heart you, Ivan.
Yeah. Maze is going to be so pissed with Lucy. Yeah, she already is. She is. Oh, thank you. Casket fan said the same thing. She's mad.
She's going to be pissed.
And I like the fact that Linda said, well, your best friend. Are they best friends? They were like forced best friends. It's like arranged marriage.
But do you remember when she said, she's your best friend, and Lucifer said, she's my sex thug. Did you remember that? I was like, reconfirmation. They've been getting busy.
Not lately.
No, he wouldn't. I don't think he'd get busy with anyone now.
No, well,
like he's totally into Chloe now.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, he's totally born again.
Boom! You are on a roll tonight.
Right?
I love it.
Yeah. Anywho, right. Just kidding. I didn't say anything.
All right. So, do we think that she just stays here? Is that chaotic mayhem? I like that. I love that name, by the way. Is that our conclusion? She just stays here?
Yeah, I don't think they would let a demon in heaven.
He's God. He could repurpose her. Technically, she's like a Terminator, sent to be a specific thing to a specific person.
I suppose he could.
So he could repurpose her.
But
rewire her.
Then it's like, what would have happened if God and Mom would have actually started meshing and stupid Chloe didn't cut into things? How far would that have gone?
See, that's the thing. Like, so if this was God's like psyche, maybe working through the medallion, and Chloe hadn't blown it, would he have like fully manifested himself?
I don't know. It was a very interesting choice, the fact that it was some random dude who was an oil tycoon and wife turned him in when he gave away all the money.
Yeah, I would have too. Like, come get him. He done lost his mind. Who's gonna pay for the psych ward, though?
You know what, though? We have not even began to talk about Santa Claus.
Oh, yeah.
First of all, what a random choice of disguise.
Right. Santa Claus with a mask, not just a beard.
That was creepy.
Weird.
Way creepy. And the fact that the girl... Because as soon as she started to talk, I went, that's not a guy.
Yeah, we did the same thing. Because we were both, like, in our notes, we both...
Right?
Wasn't expecting that. Yeah. I thought it was really the grandpa.
Okay, so maybe you can break it down for me. Maybe you can break it down for me. So she's talking about her mom, right?
Yeah.
Because, every time a killer reveals themselves in life, they always say the reason they became psychotic.
Every time. It's why we barely need a court system.
Exactly. So, my mom used to torture me and blah, 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 blah. So then I tortured her, and I think she said I pumped her full of drugs or something.
Yeah.
And then I went... So what does that have to do with you killing everybody else?
She said she killed the orderly because the orderly
was going to tell on her.
But
was that directly linked to Mom or something else that she did?
I thought it was directly linked to Mom getting drugs. Like, she was drugging up Mom.
Okay.
And so orderly found out, which makes sense because they're kind of over the drugs.
Right.
And then she tried to kill Mom because now the orderly's dead. Now she just got to kill the whole plan. Let's kill Mom and get out.
Right.
But then God healed her. So now she got to hang
that was
out.
Her mom.
Yeah, I think so.
I didn't catch that. Okay.
I think so. Correct me if I'm wrong, you guys. I look up and I see a devil head and a knife.
Oh, Renji. Wow. And a Santa. Hello.
I wasn't ready.
I don't know. I think it'd be fun for more of Lucifer family to show up, not just the big names, but minor names too.
Oh, good one. Yeah, I like that.
I agree. I think there would have to be an explanation, though, because if you don't follow religion deeply, it's almost like, this is probably the worst comparison, and someone's going to get mad at me and cuss me out in the chat below. But it's like when you watch a show, because I cover Arrow, right? So if you watch any of those DC shows, there's little Easter eggs in there for people who are big comic book fans. So you'll pass a store and it's called like Black Raven something. Right. And for the real comic people, they're like, yeah. And for someone who's not, they just go, oh, Black Raven.
Right.
So if you were to do the little characters in Lucifer, if you don't follow the Bible, and there's like the people who do will go get a kick out of it, but the rest of everybody else will be like,
well, you could still do little names that are still kind of popular, like you could do like Lazarus, you know what I mean? Because like technically, since he was risen from the dead, maybe God could bring him back in some way. So you could probably do little
Jesus, just bring Jesus in. He's a big name.
I said that last week, but then
you know who should play Jesus, and this is so people would get mad too.
Nobody's getting mad. It's all love here, right, guys?
Just because I recently saw a episode of something on YouTube, but Russell Brand, he looks like he could be Jesus. Give him some blue contacts.
Right?
But there was actually something I saw that he was on, Team Coco. What's his name? Conan O'Brien. Mm-hmm. And they on their set, the moon moves around. So they moved the moon right behind him, and Russell was like,
that's hilarious.
You do look like Jesus. Anyways, that'd be a little funny. It might offend a few people, but it would actually be funny.
I always thought Jesus would be like super gorgeous.
Yeah.
And he doesn't really fall into the super gorgeous category for me.
I guess I'm just not into long hair and beard. Yeah. So that doesn't fall into the gorgeous category for me. And that's no offense to you guys, because everybody has different tastes.
That's what I'm saying.
Flavor.
He'd probably be a modern Jesus. Like maybe not the full beard, maybe like a kind of shortcut, like sexy kind of thing.
Yeah.
He's a carpenter. He's got to have a nice body, right?
I can dig it.
Not getting.
We are so off track right now, and all of our male viewers are going,
what is happening right now?
Talk about Charlotte or something. I don't know.
That's hilarious.
All right. Somebody said God no, which is funny. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Maybe it's the whole Russell Brand thing. I thought Lucifer was going to show something, his face to the nurse, and end up in the mental ward. Oh, we were talking about
cast
the nurse.
in something. Somebody said I should play Azrael.
There you go.
I'm with it.
Yeah. You're not wrong. I've been thinking Russell Brand looked like Jesus for a while now. Thank you, Billy
I totally
G.
agree, but I'm just saying I would want, just for my own.
He does actually have a following of females that do think he's quite sexy.
Oh, so are you saying I'm on this he's not sexy boat by myself? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm indifferent. Russell Brand is vegan, and I like that about him. He does it for compassionate reasons, and to me, compassionate men are very sexy.
Okay.
So I'll take that.
Yeah, I can co-sign on that.
Yeah. But really, this conversation started off about the psych ward because I really wanted to talk about Nurse Cuckoo Puffs because
I love your nicknames.
Could not. The point is I couldn't with her whole, the reason is because my mom did this and that, and I was like, girl. And then the fact that she said, belts are not allowed. Oh, but you have a belt. Thank you. Now you can commit suicide and you can do this. Oh my goodness, this is amazing. Yeah. Lucifer and God and and the fact that this also confirmed the whole God thing was when she drugged them up and she goes, "How come it's not working on you?" Yeah. Well, duh, it's God. How come it's working on me? Ah, dang it, the detective is around. Right. I'm like, she makes him immune to drugs too?
Well, she makes him human. So all things human, including getting high, Oh.
Could you imagine if they did the duty? Well,
then it would be great, right? Because it's I would imagine whatever it feels like when he's...
Well, yeah, but here's the thing. Maybe he has some sort of superpowers as Lucifer that we don't know about, which is why all the ladies are like, hey, take me now. Right. And then when you're with Chloe, you're pure human. So well... No, I don't have any tricks to pull.
I think it's the opposite. I think when he's like Lucifer with the girls, he's making them feel good because he's Lucifer. Of course, he's got tricks, but he's not getting the enjoyment out of it. But
girl.
No, he's getting enjoyment, but not when it's with Chloe, who makes him feel completely human, and it's a different sensation. That's like orgasmic times 10.
Well, I can look, as you say, co-sign. I can co-sign on the fact that if he was with Chloe, it would be a making love experience. Yeah. And that's a different feeling than let's just have sex to have sex, because when you're lacking the emotional thing, I don't care if you're a dude or not. I get that us girls are a little bit more emotional and some are a little but for those of us that are normal, there's a big difference between when you actually love somebody, it creates different, even physical sensations because there's just so many connections. So I feel like that might happen for Lucifer and he might feel that. But I also think that when he was having sex and orgies and all those, it was completely gluttonous. Nothing about it to me was, let me please her and her. No. It was, let me please me.
Okay, yeah, but he's Lucifer. So that's his job. Yeah. I get it. Yeah. So I want to jump real quick to the end though. When they said, it was kind of a teaser for next week, obviously. Yeah. And I love when the little medallion fell off the sword. I felt like it should have stayed put. Right. So obviously it's still broken.
It was just funny. I can see him being like, and then hold on, please.
It's like, why is it staying on? So now there's 3 pieces. We know for sure there's definitely 3 pieces. Do you think that's intentional? Do you think God intentionally put all 3 pieces here?
To make it harder?
Ba-dum-bum.
Oh, wait, that even sounded... God Johnson. Anyway.
Do you think it's all part of his... Because clearly Chloe's part of his plan.
Right.
So that means he knew that at some point Lucifer was going to make it to Earth.
Right.
So do you think that, like, scattering these pieces is a part of his plan?
I think God has a plan for everything, so yes. Really quick, though, I'm getting the signal to cut it out, meaning even though we started late, unfortunately, we can't stay late. So I got like the 4 minutes left situation. Really quick, I'm going to throw it to the chat, and then I have a video that's 3 minutes long, so that tells me that I need to hurry up to news and gossip. Really quick, though. Hello, Xavier Clark, sex therapy. Don't know where that came from. Ivan Soto, pretty funny moment. What moment are we talking about? I have no idea. We got a pun jar, though. Ha ha ha, pun jar, pun jar. Okay, yeah, let's get to news and gossip.
News and gossip.
Yay. I always do that. And the engineer's probably like, oh, snap.
Oh, look, the view's right on it.
Perfect. Okay, so let's see if we start with pictures.
Oh, that's a good point. Real quick, though, this show is based more on the comic than the Bible.
Oh, good point.
Good
Yes,
point.
Excellent point.
Thank you so much.
All right, so pictures. These are sneak peeks from next week's episode, which I just did not write down the name of it, did I?
That is okay.
That is so... No. Wait. When the man who is the final piece of the flaming sword is murdered and the pieces go missing, Mom joins Chloe and Lucifer on the case to track down the killer. But when Lucifer gets sidelined, Maze recruits him to help save Dr. Linda's endangered career and confronts him about the secret he's been keeping and the all-new Sympathy for the Goddess. That's what that's called.
Oh,
and that's them all working together. So anywho, let's go ahead. I said the word. Okay. Next, did we show all three pictures?
He showed all the pictures.
Okay, cool. So let's watch the video. And this is a behind-the-scenes tour of Lux, courtesy of Lucifer and Maze. So let's check that out for fun. That's still queuing up. No big deal. Let's see. There was an interview that Tom Ellis did, and you can play the video. I'm just chatting until it starts. Oh, there we go.
This is the set of Lux.
The music just makes it all yummy, too.
Right. Those smoke and mirrors and show you what actually happens here. We may as well start with the bar, the most important part of Lux.
Bar. They both have accents, right?
Fantastic. So awesome.
This is the plethora of alcohol here. None of it, sadly, is alcoholic. It's
What?
actually been sitting dormant liquid there for about 18 months, I would say.
And we drink whiskey.
We do. We drink scotch.
No vodka, no gin, whiskey.
Exactly.
On any given scene day, you'll probably find sides.
You know what we're saying?
This is the actor's little mini guide for the day.
These don't do anything.
They're all fake.
In fact, you can take them off if you
Yeah.
want.
I don't know if you recall a number of dances and party scenes.
Yeah, we sort of flesh this area out with go-go dancers. And also we have our ladies constantly playing on a TV screen.
Up the stairs here, which is in the first episode of the second season.
Episode.
I actually broke this.
So cute.
It's never been fixed.
Yes, the fight scene.
Right.
It's still got the knife
my
marks
stabbing
from
marks.
stabbing the knife in there.
Stabbing box.
Yeah. I love
There you
it.
are, Maze. This is what we allude to as being the elevator up to Lucifer's penthouse. In actual fact, it's just a very dark box. When we shot the pilot of Lucifer, we actually shot it all on location in Los Angeles. This was all based on the club that we shot in a sort of scaled-down version. But the first ever shot of Lucifer walking into his club was on this staircase and walking out here.
The DJ booth.
The DJ booth, which of course our DJ never actually plays the tracks that we're playing.
A big question fans always want to know
yeah. Go.
is...
Do I play the piano?
Yeah, do you?
Bit of a reveal, but I don't play the piano in real life. I play a little bit, but not much. I do sing, but the piano is actually someone else playing. Spoiler.
If you remember
Aw, babe.
in
Yeah, I thought he
episode
played.
3, where Maze has her first fight,
Yeah, I love that.
this was the wall. There was like a big sponge up against this wall that looked exactly the same. So I did actually fling myself.
People don't know, Lesley-Ann has got the longest tongue I've ever met in anyone, apart from my pet chameleon I used to have.
Ew.
Our velvety walls of Lux. Behind them are the innards of the Lucifer sets. that concludes our tour of Lux. I've got not much else to show you.
Thank you guys for tuning in and for supporting us these last 2 seasons.
Carry on watching, because I can only tell you the show gets better.
It does indeed. Every episode.
Yes.
Every episode. These writers have definitely outdone themselves.
We are going to get kicked out in 0.2 seconds. Quick predictions that we want to do.
I think Chloe's the key. That's my only real prediction. I think they're going to go on this wild goose chase and find out that, or maybe Trixie. Somehow, some way.
That would be pretty darn interesting.
Yeah.
I did read something that Tom Ellis said as far as putting the two
It's late, y'all. Don't judge.
putting the two characters together, putting him and Chloe together, and he said, you know, if we did that, the show wouldn't have anything to climax to. It's great to have that yearning and that wanting. So what I feel like is, unfortunately, we're not going to get a reunion before the season finale, but it is supposed to be shocking for Lucifer. So I don't know what the shockingness is going to be, but I would love, and I'd like to predict us getting a glimpse of heaven, even if it's only for 5.5 seconds, to see what the creatives decide to make heaven look like.
Yeah.
That would be fantastic.
I agree.
Okay, so I'm going to cut it short because it is that time, so I want to take a moment to say thank you very much. I love saying goodbye, both of us together. If you notice, we totally didn't do this on purpose, but we are matching, and we match the microphones as well.
Look at that. Look at
Anywho,
she did it! She did it! She did so good,
I'm
though.
so fired. As I say goodbye in the last 5 seconds of the show, I did it. You can go ahead, just punish me online at Twitter, you know, at BoysandBeauty01. Find me on Instagram at yours truly, Alikona, with underscores in between. In the meantime, thank you. Say goodbye.
Bye-bye, you guys. Don't forget to follow me on all things social media at JRayTheFanatic. We will see you next week.
Adios. Ciao. Arrivederci.
Anywho.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Anywho, buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.